So yesterday I was cutting with my saw and I was trying to angle the blade at 45, and I noticed that it was binding and it wasn't fully going to 45. So I was getting about a 42 or 43 degree cut. So I started investigating, and this bar right here is bent. It's now closer to the lead screw on this side. So whenever you go to try and adjust to 45, it doesn't pull in all the way. So it's not able to completely go to 45. So here's what I'm doing to solve that. Pulled everything off of this side. There was some brackets and some other stuff here. And I pulled out the lead screw and all the mechanisms here. I have this piece of angle iron here that I cut the top portion off of far enough back. I've already done the bottom half of it down here, but I cut the top off and I'm fitting this point here and the bottom point in between those two poles. I'll show you. So I've already cut my round over on this side. This is the point I'm talking about, these two. And I'm trying to fit this angle iron in between these two bars. So I'm shaving off a little bit as I go. I think that it'll fit now, and if nothing else I can take a little bit off later. So now we're gonna go cut our semicircle. So I have a 2.5 inch hole saw on the drill press, and I've lined it up to where the front of the hole saw is gonna barely touch the end, so it'll make a nice curve that'll fit around that tube. So now we're gonna see, I may have to take a little bit more off, but we're gonna see if we can straighten this bar out, because I think partially it's not going because it's so bent. So this is a slightly better view of what's going on, but you can see the bend in the bar. So put some pieces of iron behind it. We're gonna try to pull on it with this clamp. So it also dimpled out around this bearing right here. So we're gonna use a clamp to put that back in place now. I've checked with this straight edge to make sure that it's fairly straight. Might not be perfect, but it's the closest I'll get it. Alright, now that feels good. So that's where our bar is going to come into play. So I want to put that bar, the piece of angle iron, behind this hollow bar, and that way it'll give it more stability. So I have to finish fitting it. So now I have the piece of angle iron fit in there, and I need to drill these two holes out, and then also the bigger hole that the lead screw goes through. Cleaned up the plate, or the angle iron. You can see I got my holes drilled now. And I cleaned it up off camera. So now everything is lined up and fits. So I'm gonna clean up where the iron meets these pipes. Put this piece of angle iron back there, put one of the screws in it. And put a clamp on it on this side. Now it's time to put it all back together. I have added a couple extra screws just for a little reinforcement. And I've also cleaned up the adjustment screw, because that could have been part of the reason why it was getting caught and it ended up bending this bar. but there was a pin that's supposed to go in this hole right here, and the roll pin broke. So I'm actually going to use, it's an M3 bolt. I'm going to put 2 nuts on it, just in case it ever breaks again. It's easy to change. There's 90. Put everything back together, and I still couldn't get quite to 45. Everything's still straight, but it was wanting to do the same thing. So I pulled this cover off to this side to expose the angle mechanisms, and you can see there, it looks like they've put maybe some grease or something on it, and it'll be on this side up here. It ended up getting clogged with sawdust up here, and so whenever the mechanism would move up, it would stop on the sawdust instead of being able to reach maximum. So I plan on redoing this whole dust collection on this saw, so I just took it all apart, but I cleaned those really good, and eventually I'll put some dry lubricant on it, some graphite, instead of oil-based or a wet lubricant, so the sawdust won't collect. But now, as you can see, I'm over 90 right now. Without any issues, I can get past 45, so it seems to be the fix. But as you can tell, again, you can see the sawdust that's kind of gathering up on the mechanism. Can't see that side as well, but yeah, so that's I think the fix for it. And what I did was just stabilize everything a little bit better and make sure that it doesn't bend that bar out of shape again. And that's the little mechanism right there. So there you have it.